This is a discussion about bills in California special sessions. So I reviewed the special sessions over the past quarter century held by the California State Legislature, with my goal being to examine how many measures are considered during those special sessions. And so the following information are the results of my research. In the 2023-24 session, there were two special sessions. The first extraordinary session had 9 measures. 5 of them were bills, 2 ABs and 3 SBs. In the second extraordinary session, there were 11 measures. 9 of them were bills, all 9 were ABs. In the 2021-22 session, there were 0 special sessions. In the 2019-20 session, there weren't any special sessions. And in the 2017-18 session, there were no special sessions. In the 2015-16 session, there were 2 special sessions. In the first extraordinary session, there were 43 measures. 40 of them were bills, 26 ABs, 14 SBs, and 1 SCA. In the second extraordinary session, there were 39 measures. 35 of them were bills, 20 ABs, and 15 SBs. In the 2013-14 session, there were 2 extraordinary sessions. The first extraordinary session had 10 measures, 8 of them bills, 4 ABs, and 4 SBs. In the second extraordinary session, there were 4 measures. There weren't any bills and 1 ACA. In the 2011-12 session, there was 1 extraordinary session. It had 82 measures. 76 of them were bills, 46 ABs, 2 ACAs, 30 SBs, and 1 SCA. In the 2009-10 session, there were 8 special sessions. In the first extraordinary session, there were 33 measures, 28 of them bills, with 14 ABs, 14 SBs, and 2 SCAs. In the second extraordinary session, there were 29 measures. 24 of them were bills, with 8 ABs, 16 SBs, and 2 SCAs. In the third extraordinary session, there were 150 measures. 143 of them were bills, with 85 ABs, 2 ACAs, 58 SBs, and 2 SCAs. In the fourth extraordinary session, there were 73 measures, 68 of them bills, with 36 ABs, 2 ACAs, and 32 SBs. In the fifth extraordinary session, there were 16 measures, 12 of them bills, with 8 ABs and 4 SBs. In the sixth extraordinary session, there were 36 measures, with 33 of them bills, with 11 ABs and 22 SBs. In the seventh extraordinary session, there were 25 measures. 23 of them were bills, with 14 ABs and 9 SBs. And in the eighth extraordinary session, there were 117 measures. 113 of them were bills, with 43 ABs, 1 ACA, and 70 SBs. In the 2007-8 session, there were 4 special sessions. In the first extraordinary session, there were 39 measures, 36 of them bills, with 8 ABs and 28 SBs. In the second extraordinary session, there were 15 measures, with 14 of them being bills, with 8 ABs and 6 SBs. In the third extraordinary session, there were 56 measures, with 53 of them bills, and there were 36 ABs and 17 SBs. In the fourth extraordinary session, there were 38 measures, 34 of them bills, with 19 ABs, 1 ACA, 15 SBs, and 2 SCAs. In the 2005-6 session, there were 2 special sessions. In the first extraordinary session, there were 35 measures, 21 of them bills, with 8 ABs, 8 ACAs, 13 SBs, and 4 SCAs. In the second extraordinary session, there were 32 measures, 32 of them bills, with 18 ABs and 12 SBs. In the 2003-4 session, there were 5 special sessions. In the first extraordinary session, there were 47 measures, 45 of them bills, with 18 ABs and 27 SBs. In the second extraordinary session, there were 4 measures, 2 of them bills, with 1 AB and 1 SB. In the third extraordinary session, there were 7 measures, 4 of them bills, with 2 ABs and 2 SBs. In the fourth extraordinary session, there were 38 measures, 34 of them were bills, with 16 ABs and 18 SBs. And in the fifth extraordinary session, there were 30 measures, 17 of them bills, with 12 ABs, 6 ACAs, 5 SBs, and 4 ACAs. Then in the 2001-2 session, there were 3 special sessions. In the first extraordinary session, there were 229 measures. 211 of them were bills, with 134 ABs, 77 SBs, and 1 SCA. In the second extraordinary session, there were 202 measures. 176 of them were bills, with 87 ABs, 89 SBs, and 1 SCA. And then in the third extraordinary session, there were 13 measures. 9 of them were bills, and all 9 were SBs. Finally, in the 1999-2000 session, there was 1 special session. And that first extraordinary session had 53 measures, 43 of them bills, and there were 40 ABs and 9 SBs in that extraordinary session.